Hey guys, come on in. Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making some fun and quick holiday appetizers. Now, if you're hosting a holiday party or you're going to a holiday party and you're low on time, but you need a really delicious appetizer, I got you. We are gonna be making 3 appetizers in 30 minutes. All of these appetizers really just take like 10 minutes or less, and so let's whip them on up. All right, this first recipe I've made before. It's actually a family favorite. My aunt showed it to me. She always makes it during the Christmas time. So I wanna show it to you guys. All it is a mixture of cream cheese, goat cheese. We have some candied nuts over here, dried cranberries, cinnamon, maple syrup, and then I just like to throw in some parsley to make it festive and green. When I tell you something's under 10 minutes, it is. Okay, we have some cream cheese. So this can be a dip, or you can make it into balls. We have some goat cheese, cinnamon. That cinnamon just makes it so tasty. Then we have some dried cranberries for amazing texture and flavor. Maple syrup, because we got to get that savory and sweet. And then any candied nuts of your choice. I like using candied pecans, but candied walnuts work great, whatever you guys think. And then I'm just gonna chop up a little bit of parsley. Now, we don't want big chunks of parsley. We want this nice and fine. The greenery is just nice to add in there. Also, of course, it's great vitamin C. A little bit of nutrients in your holiday appetizer, why not? My mom has truly always told me to eat parsley leaves because it has like so much vitamin C, like more vitamin C than an orange. Nutrients at the same time, baby. And that's truly it. I'm gonna mix this on up. It's a nice arm workout, a little 2 for 1. You guys can leave it like this and put it as a dip, which is delicious and honestly very efficient. But what I love to do is I'm gonna use that same cutting board. I just brushed it off a little bit. Put the crackers. I'm actually using pumpkin cranberry crackers. They're so delicious. All right, and then of course, make sure your hands are washed. But what I like to do is just roll them up into balls. That way it's just easier for your guests to enjoy eating them. We have balls of all sizes here. We don't discriminate. So then we are going to make it extra festive, and it's gonna look really professional, but it's super easy just to garnish it with a little bit extra parsley, because if you guys bought all the parsley for this recipe, you're gonna have so much left over. So I'm just gonna garnish with a little parsley. It honestly can be kind of messy, and that's what kind of makes it pretty. Then a little bit of dried cranberries just to top right on in there. And then to finish it off, just a little bit of cinnamon. Sprinkle on top. Oh, woo! That just really elevated it. Oh my God, did you guys say you were gonna be here in 10 minutes? Well, I'll have an appetizer waiting. Let's taste test, even though I've had these a million times. That is so freaking good. All right, we got 20 more minutes on the clock. Time for recipe 2. On to recipe 2. This recipe is something that I love to order at restaurants, a nice whipped ricotta toast, but we are just festifying it here with some pomegranate seeds and rosemary. So I'm gonna take some ricotta. I have a cooking show, but I do not own a food processor. So what I'm gonna do over here is just blend it, which works perfectly fine. So if y'all don't have a food processor at home, have no fear, because I'm also blending my ricotta to make whipped ricotta. Now, whipped ricotta is very minimal ingredients. It's just extra virgin olive oil and salt, but lots of salt. All right, just gonna blend this on up. Set the whipped ricotta aside, and then I'm just gonna toast up some fresh sourdough, which is my favorite. You really can use any kind of toast you want, but fresh sourdough is the best. Okay, now this is an extra step you seriously don't have to do. I know I said if you're in a time crunch, but it really only takes an extra minute. So I'm gonna take the whipped ricotta first off. Look how good that looks. Then I'm gonna take a Ziploc baggie, and I'm gonna do what you do with icing. I'm gonna take the whipped ricotta and place it in a Ziploc bag. This is just for presentation purposes. It doesn't change the flavor at all. It doesn't look pretty, but I swear it's gonna turn out prettier. I want everything to be bite-sized. When I do holiday parties, I love making appetizers really small, so my guests don't have to put a whole lot in their mouth. So I'm just making these more like crostini type, perfect. And then, really hoping this turns out over here, I'm just gonna cut a little hole in the bag with the whipped ricotta, just like that, just like you do icing. And I'm just gonna make this prettier. So it just goes on a little nicer. Again, if you guys aren't in a rush, really do not worry about it. It does not matter at all. What that does is just add a nice touch of presentation. And then because we have to make everything festive, I'm gonna do a tiny bit of pomegranate seeds, just a little bit for nice touch. And honestly, it adds a nice little sweet crunch flavor. And then I purposely miss a few of the toast just because it's cute to have some pomegranate seeds sitting on the cutting board. And then I'm gonna come in with some honey. Now, you guys can actually use hot honey for this too, which would be incredible. I'm just using regular. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top. For not only for some garnish on the sides, we'll do some fresh rosemary. It also just smells delicious. So I'm just gonna put it on each side just for garnish, but then I'm gonna take a few rosemary leaves and just sprinkle them on top. A very, very important step that you cannot forget, because this is the flavor that's gonna tie all the sweetness together, sea salt. And it has to be flaky sea salt, you guys, because it's just better that way. Flaky sea salt on top to finish it off strong. All right, these look gorgeous. Who cares how they taste? Because they look gorgeous. No, I'm kidding. Let's taste test it. But wow, yum, so cute and so freaking quick. That's actually way better than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, the pomegranates are a wonderful touch. Also, something that I just realized biting into this, you really need good extra virgin olive oil. I used a really good extra virgin olive oil and I can taste it through the whipped ricotta. So make sure you guys are using good quality. This will be a fan favorite. Let's try the next recipe. This next recipe, we are making festive deviled eggs, but we're gonna make them Jesus's eggs because Jesus is the reason for the season. So what I did was I hard boiled my eggs for 11 minutes. And I think that the time you hard boil your eggs is really important because you don't want to overcook them. So for me, 11 minutes for deviled eggs is perfect. Sometimes I do 10 for like a little more softer boiled, but you definitely don't want to go above 12. So I put them immediately after I boiled them in ice, and this will become the easiest way to peel them. Immediately from boiling into ice. My other way I like to peel eggs really easily is to run them under water as I'm peeling them. So I'm just gonna crack it right here, and then it makes it so seamless to just crack the egg. And even if you don't want to put the shell down the drain, totally okay. It just makes it come off so seamless. I rinse it under the water and then place it right back. Literally so easy. Deviled eggs are super easy to make, and I think they are a family favorite, but if you're hosting, I just don't like the smell of them. So make your hard-boiled eggs the prior day. I'm kidding. Anyways, deviled eggs, super easy. I'm just gonna cut each one in half, and these are perfect because if you overcook an egg, it'll start to look gray on the outside of the yolk right here. This is a perfect level of hard-boiled. The next step, I'm just gonna toss all the yolks in a separate bowl. Now, deviled eggs are actually a great thing to prep the day before or like in the morning before your party because you guys can just put them in the fridge. The toast is actually, I would say, only one of these recipes that I would definitely suggest doing very fresh. So the toast obviously doesn't get really soggy. Then I'm gonna come in, with a little bit of mayo to make it creamy, mustard. I'm just using basic yellow mustard. And just a touch of relish. You don't need much. I just always need a lot of salt with deviled eggs, or eggs in general. Okay, amazing. The filling looks great. So simple, literally took minutes. I'm going to fill each egg now with a little bit of that yolk mixture. Doesn't need to look pretty. I mean, if you guys want, you guys can do the same exact thing that I did with the ricotta, because we're gonna garnish this and make it look good and festive. So you're okay with making this a little bit ugly. Now, let's festify them. I always love, no matter what, a little bit of paprika on the eggs because it just adds a really beautiful flavor. Yum. Then I'm gonna come in here and take some dill. I like to garnish with some dill on the sides just for cuteness, but at the same time, you put a little bit of dill on the eggs as well because that's like just a nice relish taste, which we already have going on there, and it looks so cute and festive. Now, we're gonna get a little crazy. Now, you guys can skip this step, but it's actually kind of good. I'm gonna put some dried cranberries on top as well. Looks so cute. And fun fact about me, I just love deviled eggs. I love egg salad, I like deviled eggs. I could eat 2 to 3 scrambled eggs, but I could eat 16 deviled eggs. So I literally could eat 8 eggs. It's disgusting. Maybe it's just because it's filled with mayo, but let's taste test. Let's see how the cranberry does too. You guys can skip that step. I'm just doing one just for cute festivity, but let's taste. That is surprisingly delicious. So freaking good. Honestly, eating deviled eggs on camera is so gross. All right, going back to our first recipe, we have those goat cheese balls, whipped ricotta toast, and festive Jesus eggs. Deviled eggs. Anyways, you guys, 3 apps in 30 minutes. If you guys are in a rush for your holiday party or you're going to someone else's holiday party, try one of these or try all 3. They're all gonna be amazing fan favorites. I love you guys. Mwah. Happy holidays.